I could only work in the break from Cheers, you know, in the little break between the seasons. And the next summer, I did White Men Can't Jump, and that was a big breakout hit for both me and Wes. It was a big turnaround.
Yeah. Do you ever watch that film again now and think it's really funny? It's a really funny film.
No, I'm like, I don't want to see myself be young and handsome. It's funny.
But a very different kind of role in working with Oliver Stone in Natural Born Killers. And Oliver was actually here earlier this week. Yeah, you missed him. Yeah,
I'm sorry, I missed him.
But he's he probably has a different way of working. What was it like making that film?
Yeah, different way of working. One time, so how many of you guys saw Natural Born Killers of the people here? Where's the residuals go on that? So most of the truck drivers here saw, and then, yeah. So this is wild. So you'll be familiar enough with. So there's a scene in there where I'm going to rescue my girlfriend, and it's supposed to be where there's kind of a shootout inside of a big pharmacy. In this pharmacy, yeah. And there's all these cops pull up, and there's a big shootout, and they've already got her. And so I'm inside it, and there's all these cops outside, and I got these guns, and they're like firing in at me, and all the windows explode, you know, from all the bullets, right? There's like, you know, 3 or 4 huge windows all the way across the front of this pharmacy, and so. But there's a lot of technical stuff, loading, reloading lines. I can't remember what all was going on. I just remember it was real complicated on my part. It wasn't just running or something. And I remember Oliver says to me, "This is an hour-and-a-half reset, Woody. Don't fuck it up." Thanks for the pep talk there. Just tell stories.
Now, maybe tell us a story about Larry Flint, America's most famous pornographer, perhaps. You got an Oscar nomination for that role. What was it like making that film? Why did you want to play Larry Flint?
Well, you know, Larry Flint was demonized where I was born in Texas, and I lived there till I was 12, but then I lived in Ohio from 12 to till I went to college. And in that area near Cincinnati, he was quite demonized. In fact, he had a big case against him that I think he was put in jail there in Cincinnati. It was a profanity or pornography case against him. And so, you know, that whole area, and it's right smack in the middle of the Bible Belt. And so they had no love for Larry Flint, and so I got influenced by that growing up. Although I did glance at his magazine. It's being naughty. Okay, I'm being honest with you guys. Maybe a little too honest. So, but I just looked, you know, mostly, I didn't read it, I just looked at the pictures. Anyway, so, I don't know how we got off on this, people. Yeah, so anyway, you know, I had no love for him, but then I was, you know, I knew it was Milos Forman, who's like one of the great directors of all time, for sure. You know, Milos Forman, Amadeus, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I mean, just a master. So I was like, well, I got to take this seriously, so I'll go meet Larry, and if I like him, then I'll, you know. So I go to meet Larry Flint, and Larry Flint has a building on Wilshire It's in, you know, Beverly Hills area, and it's not a high rise, but I mean, it's got to be 15 stories or something. So I go to meet him there, and you go all the way up to the top, basically, and then ding, you go open, the doors open, and it's just, all you see is like Tiffany lamps and, you know, I mean, if you were to fall on your way to his office, you'd cause $3 million damage. You'd like pick yourself up and you'd be in debt. So, you know, so I go down to his office and it's just chock full of all this stuff, like the hallway everywhere, and paintings. Anyway, go into his office and he's sitting there and he's in his wheelchair, of course. And he's like, you know, so we sit down to talk, and he's sitting behind his desk. I'm sitting in front of him talking with him, and I really liked him. I liked him right away. He's just so candid. He'll say, you can't believe the stuff he'll tell you. He told me within 5 minutes that his first time having sex was with a chicken. How can I not respect this man?
Talk to him a lot while you were making the film, or you just sort of met him a few times beforehand?
Oh yeah, quite a lot. In fact, just before we started shooting, so we started shooting in the beginning of January, and I did like a stretch of like 4 movies in a row, and I was calling Janet Yang, who was his producer, Milos Forman's producer. Well, really, she also worked with Oliver Stone. He was a producer on it. And I called her and I was like, I'm so unprepared. You can't start right on like January 3rd. It's going to be a disaster. We can't change the date. Well, you got to change the date. I've been doing these other movies and I'm like, not ready, you know? Can't change it. Please? So now I'm stuck. So I go on vacation over Christmas with Larry Flint.
I want to see a movie of that. Christmas with money and
it was worth. I wish there were footage. And his vacation was in the Cayman Islands. So. You know, so I went there, and we're every day working on the script, going from the beginning to the end of the script. Did you say that? Would you say that? How's that? No, did nothing like that happen? Just get rid of the scene entirely. So I go through the whole script with Larry, and I realize there's about 6,000 changes in this script. I mean, you couldn't. If I show up to work and I'm like, let's shoot this, well, it's impossible.
Hey, Milos.
Yeah, hey, Milos, you don't mind. So I call up.